Alright, what is up everybody? It is your boy Challenge Saga here, back at it with another Fortnite creative tutorial video. Today, I'm going to show you how to make your very own boss battles map. Now if you don't know what that is, that's okay. I'm going to go over what the game mode is, as well as what the rules of the game are in just a second. But before I get into that, I want to talk about a few things. First of all, description menu of this video. If you go to the description of this video, you'll notice timestamps. Those timestamps are there for you to be able to skip through the video and get to the parts you want to see the most. I get it, we all have tight schedules, and sometimes some of the parts I go over might be too slow or might just be too lengthy or whatever. It just might not be worth your time to watch that part. So I put those timestamps for you so that you can just quickly get to the part you want to see and then quickly move on. I do recommend watching the full video so you know what's going on, but I get it. Like I said, tight schedule, feel free to use those. Also, another thing, if you've seen my channel, you'll notice the last time I posted was 6 months ago. That's because I am a college student, so life got a little busy for me, but now that it's the holidays, I'm back. Hopefully I'll be back for the foreseeable future, but for now I am back. It's going to be super fun. I did get an opportunity to check out the new map, the new season, creative, and everything looks super cool. Creative got a massive update, and creative is usually where I spend most of my time, so that's super exciting news for me. Also, if you are a returning viewer, if you're watching this video of mine and you've seen other videos of mine, you might notice I'm using a different skin. Yeah, I am. Usually I use the clown skin, but I just saw this guy in the shop a few days ago, and I just had to cop him. I mean, look, the jacket, the chain, the mask, the shoes, they were just screaming, yes. So I spent 1,200 V-Bucks on it. As you guys who don't know, I am a free-to-play, so it takes me a while to get those V-Bucks back. So definitely not getting Battle Pass this season, but this skin was just too cool. It was worth it. And you might be saying, wait, if you use the clown skin, you can't be a free-to-play. Well, that clown skin was actually gifted to me, so just little fun fact. I am technically a free-to-play, so definitely no Battle Pass for me this season, which is a bummer, but that's okay. This skin is definitely worth it. I love it, and it's the holiday season, so might as well get a little festive with it. But anyways, that's it for the intro. Ran a little long, but I just wanted to give you guys a few updates. Anyways, hope you guys enjoy this video. Today, we're going to learn how to make a boss battle map. Let's get started. Alright y'all, so welcome to my boss battle map. This is what mine looks like. I'm actually proud to say this hub I created from scratch, and this is when I was first starting in creative, so really cool. But you'll notice that this is an old map because of those spawn pads. For those of you guys who are creative veterans, you might know that the spawn pad actually changed, so it doesn't look like this anymore. This one I don't think exists anymore. If I'm wrong, correct me in the comments please, so I don't look dumb in my next videos. But for all that I know, these old ones are gone. It's replaced by the new one, which I'll show you in just a sec when I'm creating the map for you. But yeah, this is the one I created. If you don't want to see what my map looks like, remember, use that description menu to skip to the part you want to see. But I'm just going to give you a quick tour. So this is the player hub, and while I'm showing you the tour, I'm also going to go over the rules. So here we go. So this is where all my players start in pre-game, so bosses and players. So there's two teams, by the way. There's going to be the Conquerors and the bosses. So here's what both teams have to do. The Conquerors are going to try to go to the worlds and take them over. The bosses are going to try to protect them. Actually, let me put this into context. If you've ever played Super Mario Bros. Or any iteration of that game, it's pretty similar to that, where you have these different worlds, like World 1, World 2, World 3, and each one kind of has its own boss. And the Conquerors are kind of like Mario and Luigi and that whole team. And they're kind of going to each world and trying to defeat the boss, take it over, and move on to the next world. So that's basically what this map is. So if that excites you, then this is the map for you. If it doesn't, hey, your friends might like it, so stick around. It's worth it, trust me. But anyways, for the Conquerors, even when game starts, I had them start here. The bosses start somewhere else. I'll show you that in just a second. But the Conquerors all start here, and you'll notice that there's just these different classes, and what these classes are, and you can see these actually disappear during gameplay. But what these classes are, it allows the Conqueror to pick their loadout. So if they prefer AR heavy stuff, they can go to the AR training. If they like SMGs, SMG is there for them. Shotguns, I prefer this one. I'm a shotgun user. I go here. Or snipers, which is a super skill position. Anybody who's a sniper specialist, by the way, my eternal respect to you. That is a very hard class. But yeah, anyways, that's what the Conquerors do. So they're going to pick their loadout. Then I usually give a grace period. So I have like a 15-second grace period for them to pick their class. Also for the bosses to get situated. Speaking of bosses, let me actually show you where the bosses start. So the bosses, this is actually World 1. So I'm going to go to World 1. And this is what the boss's castle looks like. Of course, mine looks trash because it's a prefab and I'm not good at design at all. But you can see this is where the first boss spawns. This is the World 1 boss. It's a player-controlled person. But they spawn here and their loadout is already determined for them. They can't pick their loadout. They would open this chest and they could go anywhere they want within the parameters of this world. They can't go outside of World 1. But they can go anywhere on this little tiny mini map right here. So I'll give you a bird's eye view of that, like that. So anyways, the Conquerors basically, once they get their loadout, once the boss is situated, there's 3 worlds in this map, by the way. I'm going to go to my map. World 2 is right here, so there's going to be a boss here. And then, World 3 is this thing right here. It looks better when I show it to you. It's all the way in the distance right there. On the map, it looks terrible, but it's an actual world. But anyways, so what the Conquerors are going to do is they're actually going to, once they pick their loadouts, they go through this teleporter device, and it actually takes them straight to World 1, where they'll fight the boss. Once they kill the boss, they'll go to the portal, which will now take them to World 2. Now, in the tutorial I'm going to show you a different way to do this that's much more effective. And it's much more in line with the new updates that Fortnite added. So it's a more modern twist and a much more easier twist. Once again, like I said, this map is an old map, so everything in here is kind of primitive. So the technology, everything I use is very old-fashioned, and you can see all these triggers are proof of that. But trust me, in the tutorial, I'm going to show you a much easier way to do it. But anyways, they're going to come here. There's going to be a World 2 boss. The boss has already been spawned here, by the way. They've just been waiting. And then the Conqueror's going to try to kill them. Once they kill the World 2 boss, like I said, World 3 looks nicer than it does on the map, but they're going to be able to go to World 3 by entering that portal, and once they get here, they try to kill the boss. World 3 is my final world. Once they kill the boss of World 3, the Conquerors win the game. Now, you might be wondering, okay, what if all 3 Conquerors die at World 1? Well, that ends the game. World 2 and World 3 bosses don't have to do anything at that point, right? Because the Conquerors have died. It's a one life thing, so it's not like Super Mario Bros. Where you have like 3 lives or something. Once you die, you die. Now, if only one Conqueror dies, but say the other 2 are alive, my map, by the way, is a 3v3, but if 2 Conquerors are still alive, that one Conqueror can't be res, but those 2 Conquerors can continue on to World 2, and the pattern continues if you catch my drift. But yeah, super easy game mode. It took me a while to explain because I also gave you a little mini tour. But yeah, that's the game mode. That's a brief overview of the rules. But yeah, let's get right into creating the map. Remember, if you like Super Mario Bros., if you like that kind of fashion where you have to go battle bosses, conquer worlds, stuff like that, this is the game mode for you. Stick around, and we're gonna create a brand new boss battles map. Let's get into it. Alright guys, so welcome to our boss battles map. This is what it's gonna look like. Obviously, I'm just kidding. We haven't really done anything yet. You didn't miss anything. I feel like I've used this joke before too in another video. I need to start getting a little more creative with it. But yeah, this is the template that we're going to be using to create it. So this is where our boss battle map is going to be created. Speaking of template, by the way, you're going to notice that I use the grid island template. That's the one I highly recommend you use as well. The reason for that is because for those of you guys new to Creative, I'm going to explain this for you. The templates that they provide you all differ in various ways. They all look different, but a lot of them have their own little biome features. So they'll have like hills and rocks and stuff like that. And that can really get in the way of creating your map. So I would recommend using the Grid Island template because it's a flat surface, literally a blank canvas for you to create whatever you want. And for our map, this is the best one to use. For other maps, I can see why you would use those templates they give you, but for this one, grid out. Go ahead and use that one. But anyways, look at how pretty that sunrise is. But anyways, let's start creating our boss battle map. So the first thing we want to do is create that player hub. So we're going to lay down our player hub. If you don't know what that is, I recommend going and checking out the part where I go over the rules. That's where I explain what the player hub is. But yeah, and that's my bad for not telling you guys. Some of the parts, like I said, are going to be, you're going to want to watch it so you know what's going on. The rules, where I go over the rules, is probably one of them. But this is basically where all your players start during pregame, and during gameplay, only the Conquerors spawn here. So the bosses are going to spawn in their worlds, obviously, but this is a very important feature still. So the player hub, I'm going to create a big player hub, and I'll show you why in a second. And like I said when I was going over the rules and giving you the tour of my sample map, I'm gonna add a few different things because I want to align this new map with the new updates that Fortnite added to creative mode, because they added some stuff that makes creating this map a lot easier. Like I said, that other map is super ancient. It's an old map, so a lot of the technology and stuff like that that exists today in Fortnite creative didn't exist back then, so I had to really improvise. But it's almost as if they added these features so that you can create your own boss battle map really quick and easy. Obviously, they didn't do it for that reason, but it helps. But anyways, this one I would recommend creating a big unit. So this is a little small in my opinion. I would create, I don't know, what are the dimensions of this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I would recommend a 10 by 10. I know that seems really big, but a 10 by 10 is really cool. It gives you a lot of space. You'll see why in just a second. But a 10 by 10, and the height, I would recommend either 2 units or 4. I know 4 can get a little long. In this video, I'm going to make mine 2 because obviously if I do 4, it's just going to take up a lot more time than we have. So mine is going to be 2 units in height, and however uneven this hub is, I don't know. But yeah, and also, I always say this in my other videos, but obviously you probably don't want to create your structure out of just the wood you would use in battle like this. If you go to your inventory, so hit that. On mine, I, by the way, plug a console remote into my PC. I'm just so different like that, I guess. Not in a good way, obviously. It's just I'm very comfortable with the console remote. But wherever your inventory is, open that up, and you can see you're going to see some prefabs. You can use that if you want to make your player hub look nice. You can go to galleries. If you open this, you'll see items you can use in your stuff. You can, some of these have walls, so like that. You can use stuff like that. But for the sake of this video and for time's sake, I'm going to just use the wood. But in the player hub, there's multiple things you're going to want to do. First of all, you're going to want to put your player spawn pads, or they changed it now to, what is it called now? Player spawn pads. Oh, it's still called player spawn pads. But yeah, to get to that, open your inventory, go to devices, and find this guy right here. Like I said, if you saw, I say like I said a lot, by the way, I'm sorry for that. But when I was showing you a tour of my old map, you noticed probably that the player spawn pads look a little different. Remember, that's because that map is old. They updated Fortnite. So let's go ahead and equip this. And we're going to place 6 of these down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright. So what you're going to want to do is customize this. So go ahead and open the customization menu and go to all options. Once you're in all options, so this is the first one we're going to be working on. Set to enable during phase to all. Team 1. And that should be it. Hit OK. Do the same thing for 2 more. So enable during phase all. Team 1. Hit OK. Go to your third one. Enable during phase all. Team 1. Use on start. Yes. All these should be the same. Hit OK. Now, those were your first 3 spawn pads. For your second 3, open it. Instead of doing all for enable during phase, go to create only. Then for team, select team 2. Use on start yes. And then you're gonna hit OK. Do the same for the next two. So enable during phase create only, team 2. Enable during phase create only, team 2. And there you go. You have 6 spawn pads. All players are going to spawn here during pregame. During gameplay, your bosses are going to spawn somewhere else. Now, the next thing you're going to want to do is create your classes. Now, there's 2 ways you can do this. In my sample map, I allow Conquerors to select their loadout they begin with. But a lot of you might say, wait. There's no point in doing that. I just want to give all my Conquerors the same default loadout. If you want to do that, I'm going to show you how to do that first. But if you want to do classes, stick around. I'm going to go over that as well. To the first method, just giving all your Conquerors the same exact loadout. How do you go about doing that? So, the way I'm going to show you is through a class selector, but you can technically go to team settings. I'll show you how to do that one. So if you open your inventory and go to devices, and you scroll down, and you go to team settings and inventory and equip that, and you place that device down, what you can do is set this team name to Conquerors. Conquerors. Yeah, I spelled that right. And set that to team 1. And then you're gonna basically blah blah. All of these, don't mess with any of these, and hit OK. Then you can go to your inventory, go to weapons, and basically I'm just gonna select a random 5. I'd recommend for your default class giving them all commons or uncommons. You'll see why in a second, but I'm gonna just give my guys all commons. So I'm gonna give a pistol. So go ahead and equip this, by the way. Pistol, a burst, a submachine gun, a bolt action, and we don't have a shotgun, so we'll give him attack. And then go to play and go ahead and drop all these into the team settings and inventory pad. You'll notice it's gonna suck all those items up like it should. And except for the burst for some reason. That's interesting. Why is it not taking it? There it is. Okay. So it's going to accept all of those items, and when we start gameplay, you're going to notice that my guy is going to start with those guns. So once the gameplay starts, boom, I have the loadout. So there you go. That's the quick and easy way to give your Conquerors the default loadout. If you want to do the next way, which is the way I prefer, I'm going to go ahead and delete this, because for this method, we're not going to use that. So for this method, it's that twist I said. That, hey, Conquerors get to pick their own class. They get to pick their own loadout. They get to pick a loadout that they prefer. Here's how you'd go about doing that. So go ahead and create 3 little compartments. So 1, 2, 3. Then go ahead and put a wall right here. And do this. So create these little compartments. And make sure it touches the ceiling. But wow, I am bad at controlling myself. But you want to make sure that there's this wooden block or whatever that's blocking the top. Oh my goodness. There we go. So I'll show you why we put that in a bit. But here's what you gotta do. So, you know what? Let's go ahead and add a ceiling too. We'll do that way. But open your inventory. Go to creative, go to devices, and what you want to find is the class selector. It's going to look a little something like this. Go ahead and equip that. And place that down right here. Alright, so edit it. And set class to switch 2 to 1. Activating team 1. Time to switch instant. And let's set the accent color. You can play around with this, but let's keep it to neon green. And then hit OK. Now, go anywhere you want, but what you want to do is go back to your inventory, go to class designer and equip that, and place it down anywhere you want. And then customize it. Let's name it, I don't know, Conquerors choice. Right? Class identifier 1. Items on respawn, no. And other than that, I think we're all good. Hit OK. Then go to your inventory, go to weapons, and equip the weapons you want to give them. So let's do the default loadout we went over a while ago. So let's give them a pistol. Let's give them what? We gave them attack. We gave them an SMG, a burst, and a bolt. And let's go ahead and drop all these in front of the class designer. You're gonna notice the class designer is gonna suck these all up. Now, go back to the class selector, go to creative, go to devices, scroll down to billboard, equip that, go ahead and place the billboard on that wall thing we put up there. So, where's my billboard? Glitching on me? Oh, it's right there. Wow. Oh, it's because it's rotated. Mine is rotated. Okay. So go ahead and place that sign on the wall we placed. So right there. Mine's not even. Obviously make yours even. Otherwise it's going to look really weird. Let's go ahead and delete that. But yeah, then what you want to do is customize that billboard. It says Conquerors Delight, because that's what we named this class, right? So Conquerors Delight. I'm not creative with my name, I'm sorry. I like to make mine extra large, centered, outline none. I would do outline none, show border off. I like to make my text color a classic white, and let's make the background green, hit OK. And there you go. Now, if we were to start gameplay, what would end up happening is contrary to what happened earlier where we started with the default loadout. We don't start out with anything, but you'll notice the Conqueror's Delight place is there. When we go through here, we get that loadout we specified. So yeah, that's basically how you do that. Now, that's one class, but obviously we want to give our Conquerors the ability to pick. So what we're going to do is copy the class selector and paste it in the next cubby. Go ahead and customize it, set it to class switch to 2, and then scroll down to the color and let's change it to purple. Hit OK. Then what you want to do is go to your inventory, go to the play bar, or no, sorry, go to the, hold that triangle thing, and put down another class design. I don't know where I was going to do that. Then what you want to do is change the name to, I don't know, Conquerors Loadout, or you know what? Let's name it Conquerors Extreme. Extreme. Class Identifier 2. Hit OK. Then go to your inventory, go to weapons, and select a brand new loadout. So for this one, let's go ahead and give them a revolver, a pump, a normal AR. What else can we give them? I would never give my people a rocket launcher. By the way, do not do that. Rapid fire SMG. And maybe, I don't know, this sideways rifle, I don't know what that is. I've seen that. Or the upper probably. Drop those all in front of the new class designer. You're gonna notice it's gonna suck it all up. Then, go to the Conqueror's Delight billboard. I know it's a long process, I'm sorry. But then go ahead and paste it above your new class selector. And then you can customize that to say what you want it to say. So, you name this one what? Conquerors Extreme. And then go ahead, scroll down, change the background color to, I'll change this one to indigo. Hit OK. And there you go. You have 2 different classes that your Conquerors can select from. If we test it, you'll notice I have nothing in my hand right now. But if I go to this first one, oh wow, I get this loadout. But what if I don't like that loadout? Okay, yo, I can go to this one and get a different loadout. Dang, that's awesome. Yes, it is. So, that's how you do that. Just a little twist to giving them all a default loadout. It takes a little longer, but it's a little more fun that way. That's all you gotta do for that. Alright, so the next thing we gotta do, by the way, if you want to create more classes, just do the same process and repeat it. You can put as many classes as you want. The next thing we gotta do though is add our teleportation device. So, what that's gonna do is that's gonna take our Conquerors to World 1 when they're good and ready. But, like I said, that's the old way of doing it. There's a new way of doing it. So, here's what we're going to do. Go ahead to any side of your player hub. I would recommend the side that's completely empty. And what we're going to do is we're going to add 2 compartments. So, add 1 compartment right here, another one right here, another one right here. Okay? Then let's go ahead and add the wall. Oh, go ahead and add the wall. So just like we did for the class designer, if you skip the class designer part, what we did is we created these individual cubby compartments. It's basically just this dividers things. It looks very, very simple. You can see it's just like a simple little thing that separates rooms to like this one square unit thing. But the purpose of this you'll see in a bit. But what we're gonna do is go ahead and place a wall or a door or whatever you want to do. Essentially what we're doing is creating a door. Go ahead and add walls to the next two as well, and go ahead and add a door to them as well. Okay, so what we want to do now is, this is going to be the teleporter that takes us to world 1. In my old map, I had one teleportation device, just one. In this map, we're going to have 3, alright, and I'll show you why in a second. But this is going to be the teleporter that takes you to world 1. So, what do we do with this? Well, what we want to do is, first of all, go here to this empty spot, anywhere on your thing, by the way. This part doesn't matter where it is, you just need to put this down. Open your inventory, go to creative, go to devices, scroll up until you hit the timed objective, or scroll down, wherever you are. But you want to find a device that looks a little something like this one, right here. It looks like a little timer, go ahead and equip it. Place it down anywhere. And what you're going to do is start when round starts. Yes, time. Give them, I don't know, 15 seconds to 30 seconds. For the sake of this video, I'm going to keep it short and simple to 10. Timer label text, let's say Conquerors, or no, World 1 opens in, and colon. Let's make the I capital as well, my bad. Then, keep it to bold, hologram until activated, no. Everything else should stay the same. Then scroll down, or actually, you see that bar up there that says all options, where we can scroll here, basic options, all options, and all that stuff? Go to the little tie looking thing right there. It's called channels only. What you want to do is scroll down until you see when completed, transmit on, and hit that to channel 1. Hit OK. Next, go to your devices and find the lock device. It's this red dot looking thing, and equip it. Then place it next to the first door right here. Go ahead and place it down, and when you get to the customization menu, select unlock when receiving from channel 1 and hit OK. So, what have we just done? Well, what we've done is we've created a lock device that keeps this door locked until it receives a signal from this device telling it to open. It's a little cool thing that gives both the bosses and the Conquerors some grace period and prohibits the Conquerors from being able to go to World 1 without giving the bosses some grace period and without the Conquerors having time to get their loadouts. But anyways, we're not quite done with this yet. We still need to add our teleportation device. So open your creative menu, go to the teleporter and equip it. Place it down, and what you want to do is customize it. Go to all options, and what we're going to do is make sure it's set to group A and teleport target group A. Set it to team 1. And I believe that should be it. Let's double check. Yes, that is it. Hit OK. And there you have it. Our first teleportation device is complete. Now, although we're not quite done editing the player hub yet, for now we're going to take a break from the player hub and move on to World 1. So, let's fly out of the player hub, go to any random part of your map, and create World 1. Now, for those guys new to my video, I don't show you how to design maps. What I show you is technology, how to run the map, how to make the game mode per se. I believe a design and aesthetic is completely up to you. That's your creative freedom coming into play. I can't really dictate what your map should look like. I can give you suggestions though. So if you want to make a working map and you just don't know where to start, go ahead and check out that sample map I showed you earlier to see what a boss battle map typically looks like. But once again, pause this video if you want to create an aesthetic looking World 1, but all you really want is just one building where your boss is going to spawn. That everything else is up to you. You can have multiple buildings, you can make your ground look whatever you want it to look like, you can add a barrier so that you have a background, stuff like that. That's all up to you. But all you really need is a castle, is what I like to call it. Just a building where your boss spawns. But for the sake of time and simplicity, my World 1 is just going to be this little cube. Please do not make your World 1 look like this though. This is going to actually not be ideal. But anyways, for the sake of time though, our World 1 is going to look nice and hideous. But let's go ahead and place all these things down so it just looks a little less ugly. But anyways, welcome to World 1. So here's what we're going to do. Go ahead and make a little square thing right here. And place a door down right here. So build a door. You can make your door look like whatever you want, like I said, creative freedom. But here's what we're going to do now. So go back to the player hub, okay, and go to that teleporter device we just put down. Go ahead and copy it. Oh, we copied the wrong thing. Copy the teleporter device and fly all the way back to World 1. And once you're in World 1 again, go inside of this thing and place your portal down. Oh. Alright, so in here, all the settings are going to be the same except for one thing and one thing only. And that's going to be, actually two things technically, but the disable. So what we want to do is set this to disable when receiving from channel. Actually no, don't change the disable feature, sorry, that's my bad. What you instead want to do, actually don't touch anything here, that's my bad. Don't touch anything here, I'm going to show you a better way to do that. But yeah, that's all you got to do for the portal. Now, here's where it gets a little tricky, right? So what you now want to do is, actually no, wait, I'm trying to debate how I want to do this.
One eternity later.
Okay, yeah, let's do it this way. Okay, so go to your portal and scroll down. We're gonna do it this way. Alright, disable when receiving from channel 2, enable when receiving from channel 3. Hit OK. Yeah, this is the best way to do it. Okay, that should be all for that. Now, what you're gonna do is, oh, also one more thing, sorry. Go here, go to the channels feature. When teleported to transmit onto channel 4. Actually, let's change all this. So enable when receiving from channel 4, disable when receiving from channel 3, set when teleported to the channel 2. Hit OK. So what we did is we changed when teleported to transmit on channel 2, disable when receiving from channel 3, enable when receiving from channel 4, and then hit OK. Okay. So now what we want to do, go to your inventory. Scroll to, let's see here, go to trigger, that's what we want to find. Go to trigger and place the trigger down. Then what you're going to do is trigger when receiving from channel 2, when trigger transmit onto channel 3. Then what you want to do is go to all options and scroll down to, first of all, let's start from the top. So activating team 1, trigger by player off. Then what you want to do is scroll down to times can trigger to 1. Delay, set that to 10 seconds. You'll see why in a bit. And that should be it. Hit OK. So, what have we just done? Well, what we have done is simple. Essentially, what we've done is we've created this thing a teleporter device that takes you to this world. The interesting thing though is that it's going to shut down in 10 seconds. So why have we done that? Well, what we essentially want is we want to create a portal that takes them to World 1. But we don't want to give them an option to go back to the player hub when times get tough. Say they're battling the boss and they're low on health. Like, shoot, I'm going to die. I'm going to just camp at the player hub so I don't die. We don't want that happening. We want them to have to grind it out. We don't want to give them an escape plan. So the teleporter that takes them back to the player hub is going to disable so they're stuck in World 1. But obviously what we've done is we set it to so when you teleport to World 1, the portal disappears, right? Well, yeah, that's cool and all, but your teammates aren't going to be able to get there if one person teleports through and it disables, right? So that's why we put the trigger down, so it gives them a 10-second delay, so that way all your teammates can ideally come through. Then after 10 seconds, the portal is going to disappear, and they can only access it again once the boss is killed, and that's why we set it to enable when receiving from channel 4. But we also set it to enable during phase all. We gotta set that to enable during phase none. If you set it to enable during phase all, it's gonna be actually no, keep it to enable during phase all. That way it's activated, it doesn't have to wait for the channel to be enabled initially. But then when you go through it, it's gonna disable, then it's gonna re-enable once you kill the boss. I'll show you how to do that in just a second. But there you go. That's all you gotta do. Hit OK. Let's go ahead and test this out to see if it works. Start game. Okay, so as you can see, we should probably turn invisible. Well, we can't go through this door yet. It's locked. World 1 opens in, and then the lock is gonna unlock. We can open the door, close it behind us, and let's go through the portal. Now, once we go through the door, let's check to see. That portal should disappear in 10 seconds. Let's see if it actually does do that, if the trigger works properly, and there you go. Now they cannot use that portal again because that trigger is working in full effect. Everything works smoothly. We're doing good. Alright, so you might have noticed during our test period, all this stuff was visible. If you wanted to make it invisible, all you gotta do is look for visible during game and set it to no. That's gonna set everything to invisible. So if we go to here, you'll also notice it's got that same feature, visible during game, just set it to no. That's how you make your map look a little prettier. But there you go, you see the teleport device works. But you might be wondering, challenge. Okay, once you kill, or once you enter the portal, and sure, the portal disappears, but what if when I kill the boss, what happens? I can't go back to the player hub? Well, for now you can't, but we're gonna fix that. So now we're getting into the boss portion. So remember how I mentioned the boss during gameplay isn't gonna spawn during the player hub? Yeah, they're gonna spawn in their world, but how do we do that? Well, go to your inventory. You should already have the player spawn pad equipped. If you don't, just go ahead and equip that and place it down. Now, set it to enable during gameplay only, team 2, and use it on start, no, hit OK. So now we've set it so that the World 1 boss are going to spawn here only during gameplay. Now, we're not done yet. Go to your inventory, and this is where it's going to get a little interesting. Give your boss the loadout that you want to give them, and typically World 1 boss is obviously going to be the weakest boss out of the 3, so to give them meh loot, right? So you can either upgrade to them or upgrade them to uncommon, or you can go straight to rare. I give my World 1 boss rare. So let's just go ahead and say the World 1 boss is going to go ahead and carry an AR and a shotgun, right? What you want to do is not equip it. Instead, what you want to do is add it to chest. So go ahead and add the AR to your chest, and I like to give them a tap. Now, pause. There's two ways you can go about it. Do you want to give your boss the ability to regenerate health and shield and stuff like that? Or do you not want to do that? Now, you can either do that where you also give them, go to your consumables and you give them, I don't know, like minis or big pots and medkits and stuff like that. But remember, once they die, they're going to drop that, and then you give your Conquerors the opportunity to heal up and stuff like that. You can do that. Or you can be like, okay, when you lose health, you can never regenerate that again. We're not giving anybody medkits and shields. We're just giving straight weapons. That's fine too. Just give them a straight loadout. the one thing you do want to do is you only want to give them 4 stuff in total. So you want to give them either 2 guns, a big pot, and a med kit, or 3 guns and a med kit, or 3 guns and a big pot, or just 4 guns. I'm going to give them 4 guns, because I think that the big pot and the med kit and stuff like that is going to get a little extra. Now, obviously you might be saying, okay, but then the Conquerors can't heal themselves when they get injured and stuff like that. True. But then you get that whole thing where, okay, if they have a certain amount, I don't want them to be able to regenerate, stuff like that, blah blah. That's cool. It's totally up to you. But I'm actually gonna give my guys consumables. Actually, I changed my mind. I'm gonna give them a med kit, and I'm also gonna give I'm not gonna give a big pot. Actually, I'm gonna give one more gun. So I'm gonna go ahead and give a hunting rifle. Where's the hunting rifle? No, there it is. Okay. So we give them 4 stuff. Now the reason I say only give them 4 stuff is because this 5th thing is going to be a key card. Go to your consumables and you're going to find a key card you like. My World 1 one is going to be the kitty cat one. So the catty corner. Go ahead and add it to chest. Now you have 5 things. Go ahead and create the chest. So this is going to be the World 1 boss loadout. So ideally when they spawn, immediately they're going to go to the chest, open it, and get their loadout. That's what you want. Now, you notice we put a key card. Why did we put a key card? Well, I'm going to show you why. Well, go to your inventory, go to devices, and find the conditional button. It looks like this. Go ahead and equip it. Let's find something we don't need anymore, the class selector. Go ahead and replace that. Then go to your teleporter device thing. I'm already here, as you can see. Oh my goodness, did I create... Oh. And you're going to want to place down that conditional button. Go ahead and place it right next to the door. Now, activating team set it to 1. Can be used by owning team, interact time instant, color, that's up to you, but interaction test, let's say go back to player hub. That's it for that. Display main icon, I set it to locked. Alt display icon D, let's set it to unlocked. Toggle icon on U, set it to yes. And then here's what we're gonna do. Key items required, all that stuff is cool now, but consume key items set it to no. I'm going to show you why in a second. But then what you want to do after that is go to your channel part. So go up to here, the channels only section, and do this. When activated, transmit onto channel 4. Hit OK. And remember, we set this to enable when receiving from channel 4. We did indeed forget to do something. We forgot to specify what the conditional buttons are accepting. So it's a quick fix. All you gotta do is go to the conditional button, the first one, open up your inventory, find that consumable, so the catty corner key card, equip it, and all you gotta do is drop the key card in front of the conditional button and you'll see it's gonna set. So hopefully everything is clicking now. Once you kill the boss, you get their key card. You can then open the portal again and go back to player hub. Right? Now we're not quite done yet. Go ahead and copy this device and fly all the way back to your player hub. Fly all the way back to your player hub. And go... Yeah. Go to here. Go to that second cubby and place it down. Okay? Then, open it up. But now what you're going to do is go to the all options, go up to, remember when we set it to consume key items? Hit it to yes, hit OK. Go then to the lock device, copy that, place it on the second cubby. And then for this one, customize the conditional button, go to channels. When activated, transmit on channel 5. Go to your lock device, your new lock device, unlock when receiving from channel 5. And that's it. That's all you gotta do. Now, here's what we've done. I'm gonna explain everything to you. So what we've done is we've set it to, okay, when you go to World 1, you have 10 seconds before that portal disappears. Once the portal disappears, once the portal disappears, the boss battle begins. Find the boss, you kill the boss, you get their key card, you can use it to reopen the portal, take you back to the player hub. At the player hub, you can then go to the second portal, put in the key card, it's going to take it in and unlock World 2. Cool stuff, right? Now you can also get a little creative with it too, right? You can set it so that once they scan in, you can set it so that it sends a message that says, hey, World 2 has been unlocked. You can do stuff like that through an HUD messaging device. Go to your devices, scroll to HUD messaging device. Let's replace the trigger, and you can place it down. Let's go ahead and place it down here. What you can do is go to all options, message, World 2 unlocked. Okay, message recipient. Let's set it to team 1. Scroll to team 1. Hang on. Time from round start, set it to off, and display time, that's up to you. But then go to the channels, show and receiving from channel 5. Hit OK. So then once they unlock the door, it sends it to channel 5, and then you can copy this. This is something I recommend doing, by the way. Copy it, and then say World 1 Conquer. Alright, or you can say World 1 Boss eliminated, something like that, I don't know, and then message recipient, set it to all, time from round start off, and then set that to channel 5, and then go to all options, and then set it, there should be a delay option. I think there's a delay option. No, there's no delay option. Interesting. Oh no, message priority, nah, none of that matters. But let's set that to top center. That's the cool part. And hit OK. Alright, so let's go ahead and test this map out. Okay, so we're gonna wait the 10 seconds. The worlds are locked. Okay. So as you can see, everything is working cool right now. We just unlocked World 1. We waited that 10 seconds. We didn't get our loadout, which we probably should have picked up our loadout. That was my mistake. But anyways, in 10 seconds, that portal should disappear. Cool, cool, cool. Oh, look, the boss. I'm going to kill the boss. Obviously, it's going to be an actual person there. Okay, we just took over World 1. We killed the boss. Let's go ahead and put the keycard in. It should open that portal up again. Cool. We still have the keycard in our hand as expected. Let's go ahead and open that door, and then what we gotta do, we go to that conditional button right here, and we pop it in, and boom, World 2 unlocked. And it should also in a bit display the message saying World 1 boss eliminated. Alright, everything is working cool right now, and that's it. We obviously are going to put a portal here that takes you to World 2, but as you can see, everything is working exactly as it should be working. Okay, so we tested our map, everything is working super cool right now. Obviously now we need to work on World 2. And this is the final world I'm going to show you how to make. After that, it's a repetitive process. Do the same thing I'm going to do for World 2, for World 3, World 4, or how many other worlds you want to have. But let's get into making World 2. So, for World 2, what we want to do is go ahead and copy this. Actually, don't copy the portal. That's going to make life 10 times more difficult for you. But let's go ahead, go inside this cubby, and go to your creative inventory, and go ahead and place down the teleporter device. Customize it, set teleporter group to B, target group to B. Enable during phase all, team 1. Select OK. Okay. Now what you want to do is go out of the player hub and go to a random part of your map. Go ahead and create World 2. My World 2 is going to look hideous because, remember, like I said, I'm not designing a cool map here. But then what you're going to do is put down that cube thing again. There. And do the same thing we did for World 1. Alright, create that door. Oh. Cool, it works. Good working door. And then go ahead inside, go ahead and open this, and go ahead and place another teleporter device. Change the group to group B, enable during phase all, team 1. But here's the different thing we're going to do. What we're going to do now is go to the channel feature and enable when receiving from channel 6, or no, sorry, don't touch that one yet. When teleported to, transmit onto channel 6. Disable when receiving from channel 7, enable enable when receiving from channel. Okay. Then remember what we did in World 1? What you want to do is open your creative inventory again. Oh, we got rid of the trigger. Go to your creative, go to devices, find the trigger device right here. Replace let's go ahead and replace that time objective thing. Let's go ahead and place the trigger device down. What we want to do is, what do we set it to? When they come through the portal, we said when teleport to transmit onto 6, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to go to this trigger device, trigger when receiving from channel 6, when trigger transmit onto channel 7. And then go to all options, time chain trigger 1, scroll up, activating team 1, trigger by player off, and then scroll to delay, hit that to 10 seconds, give them grace period. Okay. Now, we've done that part. Now we would next want to create the boss spawn point, so go ahead and place a spawn pad here. Change the enable during phase to gameplay only, set it to team 2. Use on start no, and hit OK. Then we want to create the World 2 boss loadout. So go ahead to your inventory. Let's go to that chest feature. Remove everything from the chest. Reset that chest. Go to weapons. And since it's World 2, I'm going to give him or her better loot. So let's go ahead and give a charged shotgun. I haven't seen this in a while. And oh, oops, don't equip it. Sorry, that's my bad. Go ahead and add it to chest. So charged shotgun. And I don't know, let's say a scar. And obviously for my loot, like I said, I like to give them a med kit and a big pot as well. And then go ahead and go to consumables and equip a new key card. Make sure it's not the same as the other one. So do not use the caddy corner one, use a different one. So for this, let's use the grotto one. And then create the chest. Then go ahead and go to your devices. Go ahead and place the conditional button here. Let's go ahead and rotate it so it's facing us. Place it down. Change the settings to activating team 1. Can be used by owning team. Don't worry about the color, but this is unlocked, go back to player hub. Okay. Exclamation no, let's change that to the locked. Let's go unlocked, toggle yes. None of that matters. Show key item, only key. Scroll down to consume, hit that to no, and then hit OK. But I believe I forgot to set the enable feature, right? Enable when receiving from channel 8. I believe this isn't actually sending a signal to channel 8. Yeah, so it's not even sending any signal to channel 8. So what we're going to do is when activated, transmit onto channel 8. Hit OK. Then go to your inventory, go to devices. I'm talking fast because it's a repetitive process. Go ahead and equip the grotto key card, that's the one we use. And then go ahead and go to play bar and drop it. The conditional button is supposed to accept it. Hang on, let's go in front of the conditional button. Drop it in front of the conditional button, and there you go. Then copy this conditional button, take it all the way to the player hub. Set it down right here. And then for this, scroll down. I don't know, change the interaction text to unlock World 3. Okay. Then scroll down to consume key items, yes. Then go to the channels feature. And then when activated, transmit onto channel 9. I think we haven't used 9 yet. And then that's it. Hit OK. Then go ahead and copy the lock device from the World 2 one. Rotate it so it's facing you. Put it down. Go ahead and customize it so that it unlocks when receiving from channel 9 and hit OK. Do the same thing. We did the same exact thing we did for World 2, but now we did it for World 3. You can also do that same HUD messaging device, just make sure you change the channel. So show when receiving from channel 9, but you can put a creative message like World 3 unlocked and the World 3 boss or World 2 boss eliminated. So it's that HUD messaging device thing. But yeah, that's basically the fundamentals. That's really all you gotta do to create this map. Let's test it. Okay, so we are back in the lobby. Let's go ahead and test this out. World 1, World 2, and World 3 are locked right now. We can't go in yet. So let's go ahead and get our loadout. World 1 should have just unlocked. As you can see by the blue light. Yes, it has. Alright, sick. Let's enter World 1. Boom. Let's go through. Yes. Alright, we are in World 1. As the technology shows, that teleporter should disappear in just a bit. Oh, waiting. We have eyes on the boss. Let's get some shots in. Okay, that teleporter is gone. That's awesome. Let's go ahead and equip the SMG and quickly kill that boss. Oh, by the way, I'll show you how to turn off environment again. That's sick. We just killed the boss. Grab the loot. You can grab the loot, actually. Let's put that card in, though. That's the important part. And we get back to the player. Oh, crap. We get back to the player hub. Alright. Now that we're in the player hub, let's go ahead and insert the card. Sick. We just unlocked World 2, too. We get the message. And everybody's going to get that message that says the World 1 boss has been eliminated. Now we go through the portal. We are in World 2. That portal should deactivate in just a second. As you can see, this is going to ask for the grotto keycard, but we can't unlock it just yet. Oh, sick. The portal's gone. And there's the boss. How cool is that? Let's go ahead and kill the boss. Okay, we killed the boss. And let's go ahead and grab the keycard. Now, when we insert the keycard, it should work. There it is, the portal, and it takes us right back to the player hub. We have the grotto keycard. We have unlocked World 3. Obviously, I didn't put the HD messaging devices down, but you get the point. There you have it. Everything working sweet. There you have it. That's how you create a boss battle map. I'm now going to go over settings with you. That should take another minute or two. But just a few quick things. You could put some billboards up here that label the worlds, so you could say World 1, World 2, World 3. Also, some more HUD messaging devices. If you want to send a notification that tells the bosses when the Conquerors have entered their world, you can set it so that you have an HUD messaging device. So if we were to place one right here, you can set it so that when you go to channels, it shows when receiving from whatever channel is transmitted by the teleporter. So when they enter through here, it's teleporting on transmitting on channel 6, right? So you can set it so that the message shows when receiving a signal from 6. That way, when those players enter the world, everybody receives a message saying, hey, Conquerors have entered world 2 or 1 or whatever, right? And you get the point. You can do that for whatever world. Hopefully that makes sense. If it doesn't, ask in the comment section and I can clarify. But yeah, that's basically it. Let's go to settings now. So go to my island, and this is the final thing we gotta do, is just check all this out. Teams, you want to keep it to 2 teams. Team size, I do 3v3s. That's how I do mine. Spawn limit, set it to 1. And then win condition, that doesn't matter. Eliminations to win, doesn't matter. You want last standing ends game to set it to on. And then I believe that's it. And then what you can also do is go to settings here, scroll down. You can set all this stuff if you want. I don't touch any of that. Allow building, I set it to none. I don't want any trolling or whatever. That's just asking for people to mess around. Allowed to edit, blah blah. I also set this to no environment damage. I set it to off usually. Stuff like that. Other than that, I think that's it. Let's just double check. Yeah. You can also, by the way, change the winner message and stuff like that. That's up to you. If you want to put a custom victory call out, you can do that too. But anyways, that is it. Long tutorial, but hopefully that helped you. That is how you create your own boss battle map. I know it's a long process, but y'all, once you get it done and it works smoothly, it is the most satisfying experience that you will ever feel. That's not true. You're gonna feel a lot more satisfying experiences, trust me, but definitely a very satisfying experience. Anyways, that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, learned something from it, and I hope you and all your friends have an amazing time playing this game mode. Thank you so much. Make sure to check out my other videos on this channel. I make a lot of tutorials on how to create other maps. Make sure to go check that out. Also, I have a few ideas in mind, but if you want to see a certain map get made, put it in the comments down below and I'll see if I can make that happen. Also, if you have any video ideas for me, I'm always looking for that. Leave that in the comments. Any questions, comments, concerns, suggestions, feedback, anything, leave it in the comments down below. I read those comments. Big trust. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. It's been your boy Challenge Saga here. Glad to show you how to make your own boss battle map, and I'll see you in the next one, y'all. Peace out and happy holidays.